This is TaskSpoon. Or well, this was TaskSpoon. After completing the elite tier of the task spreadsheet, my fate is now determined by this wheel. Whatever it lands on, I have to do. Join me in my quest to complete the collection log one item at a time. Welcome to WheelSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to WheelSpoon episode 3. In the last video, I did some more Yama, I did some clues, I did some combat achievements, and we ended with a near 500 KC Leviathan grind with a pretty cool ending that I'm not going to spoil for you, so if you want to go and see that, check out the last episode. And in this video, we're doing the thing. We're going back to the wheel. I haven't actually spun it yet, so let's go do it. Over the last little while, we've done a lot of bossing for the pet/jar task, for the bossing tasks themselves, because Yama came out for the combat achievement task. So I'm really hoping to get pretty much anything else. One of the other or minigame or skilling ones, even a clue one would be fun here. So let's just spin, see what we get. Okay, well, we can do some combat achievements. I do plan on doing a lot of Yama in the near future on some bossing tasks, mostly because I really want some Oathplate armor pieces. They're just strict upgrades to what I'm using right now, but for this task, I think I'm probably going to end up doing like 1 or 2 kills and just see what combat achievements I can get, and then we'll go and move on somewhere else. Alright, first kill. Hopefully we get a few combat achievements there. A solid triple. I did mess up a little bit, but I'm going to do one more kill, and I think I should be able to get at least one more. Okay, I think I should get some combat achievements. Oh, just the one. Okay, well, I think I got hit by something in the intermission phase, and it counted against the shadow, I guess? I don't know, it only said that I failed the one, but either way, there's the one for not getting hit by any fire things, and now I need to not get hit by any shadow things. Also, I think I've decided that I'm actually going to go and do at least a couple more combat achievements after this. Because all of these combat achievements I'm getting here at Yama, I would have gotten if the combat achievements were in the game when I was grinding it before. It just sort of feels a little bit meh of a way to end this task. So I'm going to go and at least do a few more combat achievements. I don't really know which ones yet, but I just figured that'd be more fun. This is kind of, like I said, I already basically did all these combat achievements. I just didn't get credit for them because they weren't in the game. Okay, I think this is... Wait, what? I failed? 1 tile away from the center of a shadow crash attack. See, I didn't even know that was a thing. That was such a fast kill, by the way, 533. I didn't know that was a way to fail that combat achievement. So that makes sense. I was wondering why I didn't get it the last kill, because I felt like I should have. But I need to look. One more. Huh, okay. Well, good to know. Okay, now this should be both the perfect and shadow. There we go. All right, well, done with the Yama combat achievements for now. That actually ended up taking a few more kills than I thought it would. Turns out I forgot most of the Yama mechanics in the, month that I didn't kill the boss because I was killing Leviathan. But I did get 6 combat achievements that were essentially all free. All combat achievements that I would have had before if they were in the game. So, like I said before, I think I'm going to go and do a couple more just to really make sure that I get this task done. And then we'll go move on. I'm just going to go and look through for some easy ones that maybe I haven't thought of doing before. So I'm going to go and do some of these weird combat achievements for quest boss refights. So I'm going to go and do the Gluff one, which is for 2 minutes and 30 seconds or less. There is one for the Fragment of Saren for 4 minutes or less. And there's one for Galvic. I actually think I've already done the Galvic one. And I don't know. I'm going to look through, find all the refights, go and do them. And that'll be sort of the theme for the combat achievements. And then once I'm done all those, we'll call it a day and move on. What? 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 What the hell's going on here? Okay, well, I think that was it. I don't know. Yeah, okay, that was like a minute and a half. What was going on there? Why was there 3 gluffs? Why did the cutscene break? That was so weird. Oh well, we got it done. Easy. That was actually a really fun fight. I've never used the Phoenix Necklace method before at Saren. Usually I just use Blood Barrages. So to use that to actually gain some extra speed was actually really fun, and managed to do it on my first try. So that's pretty cool. So I think we're going to call this task completed. I actually ended up doing 8 combat achievements, the 6 at Yama and the 2 refights. I was looking and there aren't any more refights like that. So we're just going to call it done. You know, we're going to even it out. I should have added some probability on the wheel for the extra combat achievements added with Yama, but now I've done most of them, so it all sort of evens out, and we're going to move on. So let's go back to the wheel and roll a new task. The first episode of the series is finally up on YouTube, so I actually have some comments for the comment suggestions. So if we roll that, we can finally do it. I've been very lucky that I haven't so far, because I didn't really think about what I would do until now, but we don't have to think about it, fortunately. And we can just roll the wheel. Let's see what we're doing. All right, we're going for a pet or a jar. For a second there, I thought it was actually going to land on the YouTube comment. It was so close, and that would have been very funny, but pet/jar. This is going to be interesting. Last time I ended up getting the Jar of Miasma just because I had an Abyssal Sire task, and I actually forget what my current Slayer task is. So I'm either going to do some slaying and then some bossing whenever I get bossing tasks, or I might go and do something like Sarachnis, something that is fairly easy to kill, fairly AFK, nice and quick, and I have both the pet and the jar still available for me. So let me go see what my Slayer task is. Okay, well, apparently I don't have a Slayer task, and I don't have a task stored, which means that I can do a little bit of slaying and get a couple boss tasks, which I think I'm going to do right now. So give me a sec. Okay, so it turns out I ended up getting a Jad task and a Dagonoth task, and I don't really feel like going and doing a full DK strip right now, and I want to use the Jad task to try and get the speed time. So for now, I am just going to go and kill some Sarachnis. One thing I didn't anticipate is just how many clues Sarachnis gives. I was there for like just over an hour. I did 69 kills, nice. And I got 4 hard clues and an elite clue. I had an easy and a medium in the bank. So I'm going to go and do a quick clue break. But this is definitely going to slow down the Sarachnis killing. It's good. I want the clues. I'm going to need them in the long run. But I was not anticipating that. As I was going through my bank looking for something for a clue, I remembered I actually had a couple of drops from Yama that I was going to open after I was finished that I just completely forgot about. So a couple of dossiers here, some contracts are cool, a bunch of sensory clouding. I'm pretty sure that's the annoying one, but we'll take that. This is the one that I actually care about because at least I have a chance at getting something cool. Okay, we'll take some shards. By the way, the jar at Sarachnis is a 1 in 2,000, and the pet is a 1 in 3,000, effectively making this a 1 in 1,200 chance that I finish the task on any given kill. So considering I'm getting about 55 kills per hour, this should take, I don't know, 22 hours of Sarachnis to get either one. I don't know if I'm actually going to stay here for 22 hours. That's just sort of the average rate, but yeah, as far as bossing goes, it's really not too bad. Sarachnis is pretty quick and pretty AFK, so yeah. Hey, a cudgel, neat. Okay, I've learned some Sarachnis tech with the new death charge. Once you have the upgraded death charge, you can get 2 procs of it off. So what you can do is just hit one of the spiders. It literally doesn't even matter if you kill them. When it dies, when the boss dies, it counts as you killing it. So you end up getting 2 procs off killing the boss once. So I think I'm going to start bringing death charge here. That seems really good. I figured that out completely accidentally, by the way. I just happened to get the runes for death charge while killing the boss and decided, why not? Might as well use it once. Accidentally clicked on a spider and noticed that I got 2 procs of it when I killed the boss. And I was trying to figure out what the heck happened. I went back and watched the clip and I realized that it's because the other spider died and I was the only person that hit it. So technically I get the kill, I guess. I don't know, but it's cool tech. I love it. So I've been killing Ceractus for a while now. I'm at 791 KC, and by far the least fun part about this is just the amount of clues that I've been getting. Now, obviously it's great. I want the caskets. I'm gonna need them, but just having to run back here and get each clue is already annoying enough. So I've switched to this sort of half-trip inventory where I don't get as many clues at a time, so I don't have to juggle them as much, and I have more room for inventory slots and whatnot. Just makes the trips a little easier. But I couldn't help but remember, wasn't there supposed to be an update through that gave us stackable clues? That would be so convenient for me. I usually, on a bigger trip, would end up with like 4 or 5 hard clues and maybe 2 elite clues. If those were stackable, that would make this so convenient. I wonder when that's actually going to come into the game, because I feel like that's not something that would be very hard to implement, considering they probably already have the code from stackable clues on leagues and stuff. I don't know, I'm just reminiscing now. I really wish that was in the game right now. That'd be really convenient for me. So, funny enough, I was asking about the stackable clue thing in my Discord, and people mentioned that they actually talked about it in today's blog. Today is Wednesday, June 18th, and it clearly says here that stackable clues are on track for early July, which means that if I wanted to wait like 2.5 to 4 weeks, I could come back here with stackable clues. Which, in fact, is something that I think I'm going to do. I'm already here, so I'm going to do this trip, but I think I'm just going to go and do my other plan of Slayer bossing and come back here when stackable clues are in the game. Just because I think that'll make this grind way more fun for me. So, good to know. That's very convenient timing. Alright, well, unfortunately, I did not get the Grandmaster time, but at least there's the first speed time. 27 minutes is actually really fast. I was only 36 seconds off that GM time, but we'll take that. I realize now that I forgot to record a clip explaining what I was doing there, but I needed to free up a Slayer task slot and decided to just go for the CA time right now. That way now I can go and get my Slayer task for a different boss, and at least I made some progress, and now I know a lot better how to do that quickly, and I think next Jad task I get, I can probably get the GM time, but now we're just going back to Slayer. Well, I did get a boss task, 136 cow fights, which means that I have to go and kill the cow fight queen. Probably one of my least favorite bosses in the game, but I'm gonna have to do it eventually, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to do it on a Slayer task. The jar and the pet are the exact same odds as Ceractus. 1 in 2,000 for the jar, 1 in 3,000 for the pet. So 1 in 1,200 chance to finish the task on each kill. Alright, let's go do it. Last time I was killing Calfight Queen, I actually got extremely unlucky. It took me 320 kills to get my KQ head. Obviously, I got the one at 256, the guaranteed bad luck protection one, but that doesn't count for the collection log, so I had to keep going until I got the real one. But now, my gear is significantly better. I have upgrades in, like, almost every slot, actually, compared to what I was using before. And I have the Elite Diary done, so I have the fast shortcut, as well as the infinite ropes. So hopefully this will be a lot better than last time. So it turns out that doing Calfight Queen with near max gear on a Slayer task is actually not bad at all. Turns out you just do so much damage that, like, the annoying part of KQ, where she just does a lot of damage through prayer, isn't as relevant. I mean, you just saw, I just hit a 70 Dragon Warhammer, like, 2 specs that have already basically done half the first phase. Like, it's not too bad. I was complaining before, I take it back. On task, this won't be too bad. Hey, Dragon Pickaxe. Hey, a chain body. Okay, hear me out. What if they just removed this one rock right here? They've done stuff like this before, where they remove stuff that's in annoying spots for, like, fairy rings that people use. I feel like if you got rid of this one rock, and just made it a straight shot to the cave, it really wouldn't save that much time from having to go around, probably a few ticks at most, but it would just make the whole grind feel a lot better. would feel faster, which I think is important for people. Like, you don't actually have to be more efficient. You just have to feel like you're being more efficient. And I feel like removing that rock would really help with that. And also be slightly more efficient, but, you know. Alright, well, there is the Calphites task done, as to be expected. No pet and no jar. Honestly, I'm surprised at how much fun that was. I never would have expected I'd say those words, but I actually had fun killing Calphite Queen. So, looking forward to future Calphites tasks, but let's get back to the slaying. Alright, well, I got a Greater Demons task, so I think I'm going to go and kill a bit of Krill. I'm only missing the pet, and the pet is extremely rare, but I'm going to use this opportunity to go and do the Demon Bane only combat achievement, and then I'll do the rest of the kills with Scorching Bow. Might as well while I'm here, and I'm going to want the pet eventually, even if it is like a 1 in 5k or whatever it is. Might as well do it. Alright, well, we'll see how this goes. I don't really have a plan other than run around and try not to get meleeed too much. Okay, turns out that wasn't too hard at all. Nice. And now I have a nice clean green combat achievement for Krill. That always looks good. And we can go and do some more regular kills with the Scorching Bow. I love Scorching Bow Krill, so this should be really fun. Hey, that's a thing. Okay. Not that I care at all about a Zamorak hilt, to be honest. I already had 2 of them, and even the first one's not that useful, but, you know, it's always nice to see a pink item. Man, I love the Scorching Bow. I just had a 60 kill Zammy trip, basically AFK just in the corner specking every 5 attacks. That's so awesome. Hey, a shard. I don't remember if that's the one I need or not. It is in fact not the one I need. I need God's Heart Shard 1, but I guess we'll take it. Alright, well, there is the Greater Demons task done in 2, well, I was gonna say quick trips, but I guess they weren't really quick. It did take me like 4.5 hours, but 2 very easy trips because the Scorching Bow is amazing, and I love this boss with it. But yeah, no pet, so moving on. And just like that, another Calphites task. And by just like that, I mean I've done like a day and a half of Slayer without getting any good boss tasks. But rewarded. Let's go kill some Calphite Queen again. Okay, hello to the gamers. I did a few Calphite Queen kills last night, and then today there was an absolutely massive update that added a bunch of things to the game. And I'm not really sure how I want to handle it, but let's talk about it. For starters, there are multiple new collection log slots, including the Steel Ring from the Deranged Archaeologist, the first actual collection log slot for that boss, which I have no idea what the drop rate is, but it's Deranged Archaeologist. I could probably go and get that pretty quickly. They have added another jewel to Tombs of a Masket, the Jewel of a Masket, which is, when you combine with the Karis Partisan, it takes away some of its Calphite and Scarab breaching effects, but it adds better base effects, and I believe it's supposed to be to try and bridge the gap between the Hasta or any other lower tier stab weapon and the Fang, so you could actually do higher level raids before you get a Fang, which was one thing that I always struggled with. So that's something that I can go get at some point. I believe that it retroactively scales down the drop rate based on your kill count, and it also, they massively lowered the base drop rate of all the jewels to be a 1 in 50, going down to a 1 in 16, I think, at the max kill count. So I think I could go and get that somewhat quickly, especially if I just did more entry modes, although I would probably do at least 150s, because why not? And they also added just elemental weaknesses to a lot of bosses, as well as they made it so the Noxious Halberd, or all halberds, can attack things that are considered flying. So most notably, that's stuff like Kree, or for Grotez Guardians, you can now attack the flying one with melee. So you actually don't need to bring a range switch if you're using a halberd. So lots of cool changes, and I don't really know what I want to do right now. Real quick, I'm going to go and do 1 Leviathan kill, or maybe a trip at Leviathan. They added a thing that now you'll get a gold ring drop instead of an invisible drop when you hit one of the 3 drops for the Vestige. and they made it retroactive. So on your first kill back, you'll get the number of gold rings that you would have gotten. So I just want to see how close I am to this ring. All right, please, 2 gold rings. 0, huh? Awesome. The Leviathan Vestige is a 1 in 768, which means you have to hit 3 1 in 256 drops in order to get it. And before that, I was hoping that I had hit at least 1, and 2 would have been great. I'm at nearly 500 KC, but seeing 0 there is a little disheartening, I'm not gonna lie. I was actually contemplating staying at Leviathan if I was already at 2, but I guess we will not be doing that. So next up, I'm going to kill some deranged archaeologists, and by I'm going to, I mean I've already been killing some deranged archaeologists. I want to just come and see what the kills per hour was like to see if I wanted to go for the ring. I don't know what the drop rate is, but I'm killing the boss very quickly, so unfortunately it has a really long respawn timer. It is 30-second respawn timer, which I think is completely unnecessary, but I am going to stay here for the steel ring. We'll see how long it takes me. Hey, there we go. Well, I don't know what the drop rate will end up being, but it only took me 52 kills, because I already had 25. So, pretty quick, less than an hour, very nice. I'm kind of upset that I got rid of the gargoyles task that I had. I really want to go and do some grotesque guardians. I want to try the new melee only method with the noxious halberd, but I already got rid of the task, and I don't really want to get rid of either of my Calphites or Dagonoth tasks. So I think I'm going to go and do a DK's trip, even though I kind of hate DKs, but I'm going to need to do them for the pets eventually, so I think I'm going to go and do that. It should be a pretty quick task. It's only like 100-something Dagonoths, and because you're killing 3 at a time, it goes by pretty quick. So I'm going to go and do some DKs, I guess. So as far as the Dagonoth Kings go, I'm missing all 3 pets, and all 3 of them are 1 in 5,000 drops from each of their bosses respectively. So pretty unlikely that I get any of them, especially because I only have 132 to kill. But also, it should be pretty quick. You're killing 3 bosses. They do have a 90-second respawn, but you're killing 3 at a time. So the task should go by pretty quick. I don't know. I'm probably going to end up just doing these over a really long period of time, only on Slayer tasks, because doing them off task is really annoying. But yeah, let's just go do it. Max. Oh, I forgot to turn my recorder on, but I was trying to get a combat achievement, but now I'm dying. Give me a sec. Alright, well, there's both combat achievements. So those were the 2 for killing each of those 2 Dagonoth Kings while the other 2 Dagonoth Kings are actively attacking you, which turns out is kind of annoying, but glad to get those done. I have 1 left for each one, but they're all a bit more specific. Like this one, you need to kill Prime using a Rune Throne Axe spec bounced off of Rex, which I just don't have Rune Throne Axes, so I'm not going to be doing that. The Rex one is you need to kill Rex and 1 other DK at the exact same time, which again, I just don't have the ability to do that without bringing something. And this one is to kill all of them within 9 seconds of the first one. I could do that, but I just don't really feel like it right now. So I'm just going to finish this task. 25 more to go. Okay, hopefully that worked. There we go. I know I said that I wasn't really going to bother with that one, but the more I was killing DKs, the more I was like, yeah, I might as well just do it while I'm here. So there's the one to kill all 3 within 9 seconds of each other. The other 2, like I said, you need specific gear for that. At some point I'll do, but for now I've got 2 kills left, so I'll just go and kill 2 more. Alright, Dagonoth task done, a couple combat achievements, a ring, an axe, but no pets, so we continue. You ever forget to bring a weapon to a clue step and have to kick Yuri to death? No, just me? Okay. So I got an Iron Dragons task here, decided to just come and do it. Technically, I do still need a Draconic Visage, and so any chance I get to kill some dragons, I'm going to do it. But this got me thinking. I'm at the point where I really don't care about prayer XP, so I've just been letting all these dragon bones despawn because I've been too lazy to actually go and collect them. And I'm actually curious what you guys think. I have a lot of goals on this series already, but is post 99 XP something that you guys would be interested in me doing? I've never really cared to try and go for XP post 99s, but seeing the total XP number rise as I just play the game has been inspiring. So if you want to see me go for XP milestones or even 200 mils in skills, let me know down in the comments. I'm really curious to see what you say. Also, while you're down there, if you have any task suggestions, I still need more of those, so do that too. Thanks. Well, speaking of dragons, I got a blue dragons task, which I think I'm going to go and use this opportunity to get one of the combat achievements I'm missing. With a Slayer task, I can do the kill Vorkath 10 times without leaving combat achievement, because I can bring a Blood Fury and still get the attack bonus from the Slayer helmet. So I'm going to go at least do that. I don't know how much more Vorkath I want to kill after that. It does have a pet and a jar, so maybe I'll just do the whole task there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, that should be 10, I think, if I counted correctly. Very nice. Even if my Blood Fury did try to troll me in the middle there, but that's a very nice one to have done. One thing I figured I ought to mention, and this seems like a good time to do it, is these pet/jar tasks aren't just for PVM. I do have a bunch of skilling pets I still need to do, and a couple of these, most notably the Heron and the Beaver, are pretty AFK, so whenever I need to do AFK stuff, I will be coming to something like Redwoods or Crombwans or something like that, just to AFK and have at least a very, very small chance at getting a pet, which, like, right now, I need to go and do a little bit of editing, so I'm just going to AFK some Redwoods, and who knows, there is a very, very, very small chance that I get it, but, yeah, I figured I'd just mention that. Also, while we're talking about woodcutting, I wanted to mention something that I just learned recently. Apparently, boosting above 99 woodcutting doesn't actually do anything. So once you're 99 woodcutting, there's no point to using the Dragon Axe Spectral. It doesn't actually increase your chance of getting logs. But the invisible +7 boost from being in the woodcutting guild does increase the chance of getting logs. So it is still better to cut redwoods in the woodcutting guild instead of, for example, in the farming guild, where you'd have your own redwood tree. It is actually faster to be in the woodcutting guild because of that. But using the Dragon Axe spec doesn't do anything. So now you know. Okay, hello to the gamers. I've been doing a lot of woodcutting, but I'm recording right now because there was a game update last night, and I believe as soon as I log in, I'm gonna get a bunch of things, and I wanted them to be in a video. So, hopefully my entire inventory isn't full. Okay, there we go! So stackable clues have been introduced to the game, and all of the things that increase your clue capacity are considered collection log slots. If I go over to clues, you can see the scroll cases. I've already got all of them, but essentially I just got 13 free collection log slots, which puts us over the 1200 mark. So that's cool. Kinda lame. That's not the best collection log to get to the milestone, but it does mean that I can now go and claim my Dragon Staff of Collection. So let me go and do that. One of my objectives throughout this series was to end up with the Dragon and then Gilded Staff of Collection, which are requirements for, you know, collecting every item in the collection log, like I said, but it is cool to see this sort of mini goal get completed. The Gilded one will be a lot cooler, but for now, there we go. Dragon Staff of Collection. Nice. But yeah, there really isn't much else to this update. It was really all focused on stackable clues and a few other clue changes, so I don't have much to talk about here, but I am really excited. Like I said before, I was putting off doing Saractus because I wanted stackable clues to make it easier, and now I think I am going to be going back there after I finish editing. I'm still not done, even though I've done like 30 hours of editing now that I'm realizing it. That's really sad, but I had to make an intro, and now I'm editing the episode, and it's just taking a while. So I'm just going to go and do all these clues. I'm going to go back to woodcutting, and then, I don't have any runes, and then I'm going to go back to Saractus now that I have stackable clues for all those hard clues I was getting, build up the stack, hopefully get a pet or a jar, and then we'll move on. The funny thing with the way that the Gilded Staff works, because it's based on the total number of available collection log slots, getting those 13 free collection logs actually put me farther away from getting the staff, because if I go to my collection log overview here, now you need 1425 collection logs. It pushed it over the mark before it was 1400, but with 13 extra collection log slots, now 90% of it rounded down is 1425 instead of 1400. So even though I got 13 collection log slots closer to Gilded, and it got me the Dragon Staff, it actually put me farther away from attaining the Gilded Staff, which is just kind of funny. I don't know, I thought that was interesting. Man, what a beautiful sight that is. Just seeing all these clues in the bank ready for me to go and do them after a big woodcutting grind. So nice to not have to be constantly stopping to do them and fearing that I'm wasting clues. Now, as soon as I see a stack of 5, I just go and do all of them. I mean, this is just... I can't even begin to explain how long I've wanted this, man. Oh hey, that's an interesting milestone. 25 million woodcutting XP. Great. Oh my god, I actually got the beaver. I don't believe it, man. Oh my god. I actually got it. That's crazy. I was actually just about to record a clip. You may have noticed that in this video, I have gained 8 million woodcutting experience over the last about 130 hours of gameplay. And you might be wondering what all that's about, and I have a really good reason, but I don't think I'm going to talk about it in this video. I actually just launched a second channel, and I think I'm going to post something over there. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, that video's already up. But I had a lot of real-life issues, and I basically couldn't really play the game, and so I've just been woodcutting for like almost 3 weeks straight, and 8 million experience later, exactly, I finally got the beaver, man. Oh, I actually am so excited about this. And not only that, but I have all 3 transformations from forestry, so I'm going to use them on here. So +3 bank space, thank you, pet. And I'm going to leave it as the fox, because I think the fox is the cutest, and we'll just put him right in here. Well, hello to the gamers, WheelSpoon here. Real quick, couple things to mention. For starters, I lost the clip of me actually spinning the wheel for the next task. But I got a minigame or skilling unique item task. You just don't get to see it because the clip got corrupted. And speaking of the clips getting corrupted, that was partially because of my computer issues that I talk about in that other video on my second channel. If you want to know more about that, please go and watch that video. Maybe subscribe to that channel, that'd be great. But in part of that, in the next few clips, my mic is going to sound a little weird. I ended up getting a new computer, which then I got rid of and got another new computer because the new computer I got was broken. So there was lots of mic settings changes and everything, but hopefully it doesn't sound too weird. And yeah, this is what it'll sound like eventually. But anyway, back to the video. So because this is the first task that I've had of these minigame or skilling items, I'm going to talk a little bit about it first. So anything in the minigame tab is going to count for this one, which is the Soul Wars pet, the Barbarian Assault pet, the 6 most expensive Castle Wars items that I don't have yet, the Guardians of the Rift Tarnished Locket, the Ring of Endurance from Hal Sepulchre, all of the Last Man Standing items, of which I don't have many. I don't really like LMS that much, and I'm not very good at it. And the Mastering Mixology Regent pouch is in there as well. And along with all of that is all of the skilling pets, which I will probably not be trying to get specifically, especially because I've only got 4 of them left. Wow, I've never even noticed that. Well, technically, there's also the Hunter pet, and I think there's like the Small Kano and the Tiny Temper and the Phoenix. I count those as skilling pets as well. So I've got a lot of options here, but so many of them are going to be really rare, and I'm not sure what I want to go for first. So I actually take it back. I know exactly what I want to do first. I've actually been saving points here at Barbarian Assault. One of the things that I've been doing to kill time while I've been trying to fix my computer and waiting for this new one was just anytime I saw someone doing Barbarian Assault or wanting to do it in the clan chat, I've just been joining in and doing Barb Assault runs with them. So I actually have 7 gambles worth of points to do here, which isn't much considering I believe the pet is a 1 in 1,000, but you never know. Let's see if we get lucky. Okay, before doing them, I did just want to go and check, and it is in fact a 1 in 1,000 for the Pet Penance Queen, and 1 in 15 for Elite Clues, which would be kind of cool. 1 in 16,000 for Dragon Med Helm or a Dragon Chain Bot. So if we see either of those, I will be very upset. But yeah, let's just do this. I believe I have to select which role I want to do, which is defender. Why is that so long? Okay, well, there's one. I'm just going to do all these and not talk. Okay, well, yeah, as to be expected, nothing really of interest there. I really wanted an elite clue, to be honest, but yeah, this is going to be something that I sort of passively just work on. It's going to take a long time. It's one of the rarest pets in the game, and by rarest, I mean the least amount of people that actually have it, so it's kind of a flex item, but yeah, that's something I'll be working on, but moving on. So I think for now, I'm just going to go and try and get the reagent pouch. I think this is going to be the fastest thing for me to do, as well as the most consistent. You know, there's no RNG to mastering mixology other than the potions, but, you know, that all evens out in the end, so it's not very fun, but I think that's what I'm going to go do. Okay, I have to admit to you guys, I did not remember the reagent pouch costing so much. What is this price for such a meaningless, fairly useless item? I mean, I guess I'm 99 herblore, so it is pretty bad for me, but the only thing more expensive is the chugging barrel. Literally, it's the second most expensive thing here. I don't know how I didn't remember that, but this might take a little longer than I thought. Still pretty easy. Actually, I don't know if I have the herbs for this. One sec. Okay, well, luckily I did have enough useless herbs in here to make all the paste that I'm going to need, hopefully. For some reason, I had a stack of like 2,000 grimy terramins. I have no idea where I got those from, but I'm really thankful that I did because that was enough for the mox paste. And I got some lanternines and some toad flax for the rest of them, so we should be good to go. I don't really know what I'm going to show you from here on out. It's mastering mixology. It's not that entertaining, but let's go do it. In a recent update, they made Huaycodal drop more Huasca seeds, as well as add Huasca seeds to the Amoxicliatal drop table. So in the future, I'm going to actually want more Aldrin to make prayer regeneration potions. Prayer regeneration potions are so incredibly strong. They're just kind of annoying to upkeep on an Iron Man, but I may use this opportunity to stock up some points and buy some Aldrin. That way, in the future, when I do go and kill Huaycodal and Amoxicliatal for the pets and comet achievements and whatever drops I have left, that way I can make some more regeneration potions in the future. So I might actually stay here for even longer, unfortunately, because this is going by a little bit slower than I had anticipated, but that's okay. Wait, this is actually really cool. There's a setting in this plugin, the Mastering Mixology plugin, where you can select which reward you're going after. So if I click the region pouch, and it brings up a little progress thing with how many points you have and what you need of each, so you can know what to prioritize. That's so useful. I love this. Wow. In general, I don't mind mastering mixology. I wouldn't say that it's super fun, but of all the things in the game, it's fine. You kind of just get in a groove where you're not really thinking about it and you're just clicking on the bright things, which is fine. But I really hate the way they did the reward points. It feels so unnecessary to have these 3 different kinds of points that you kind of have to balance, but then the rewards themselves cost like different amounts of things, so you end up not needing the green points nearly as much. So at the point I'm at now, I have way too many green already, and I know that I'm going to get the rest of them through just like passively doing certain ones like the mix-a-lots. So I basically just ignore any potion that has any green in it, which I feel like is not the way that they designed the game to be played. I feel like it'd be a really easy fix to just make them all aggregate into one type of point, and then you just use that one point and make them cost basically just the sum total of the amount of points they cost already. So things wouldn't be any cheaper, it would just be easier to get the points to buy them. Maybe I'm just being picky, but game design wise, I feel like that'd be a lot more fun. Man, then sometimes you just get an order like this and you're like, why do I even do this game? What is this? All right, and with this potion, that is gonna do it. All of the points required. It feels so good to get a collection log that not only is guaranteed, but doesn't take forever to get at this point in the account. I'm so used to collection logs taking like tens or hundreds of hours, so to get one that's like, I don't know how long that took me really, I did it pretty casually, but probably like 4 hours-ish. Really wasn't too bad at all. Even if it is useless, feels good to get. Heck yeah. And it's actually perfect timing. I finished last night, and this morning, Varlamore Part 3 has finally released. If we take a look at the world map, you can see that people are making note. Oh, I can't zoom out far enough. But this is the first time the world map has never had any weird black boxes on it. They've updated Menifos to actually show the map now once Sailing comes out and once the new quest comes out. And Varlamore is now complete. You can officially walk from one side of Zaya to the other, and that is very cool. And there's lots of new things I want to go and try. I want to go and do at least all of the new activities a little bit. That way I can see sort of what's required for all of the collection logs. I don't actually know where they all are, but there's lots of new stuff like the Doom, which is probably my most anticipated thing yet. The Eye of Ayak is a magic weapon that is between the Trident and Sang Staff and the Shadow, which is what I've been asking for forever, as well as it has the thing to make the new, what's it called? Tormented Bracelet upgrade. I forget the name of it, as well as the Avernic Treads, which I would be able to fully upgrade since I have all the boots already. So the Doom is going to be something I really want to do, and there's a bunch of other stuff as well, like totems and the crab, and I'm going to go over it all once I read the update. But yeah, very excited for this. So here is the plan for the rest of the video. I would like to complete all 3 of the new quests. I get my quest point cape back. The Final Dawn is a master level quest, so that one might be somewhat difficult, but the other 2 are short and fairly easy, so those shouldn't be too bad. I would like to go and do, obviously, the Veil Totems mini quest, which I believe is a requirement for starting the minigame, as well as go and check out the new activities, which are the Doom of Mokpiotol, which I mentioned before. I'm going to be calling it the Doom. The Auburn Vale Fletching activity. The new Slayer dungeon has some new enemies in there that I want to go and try out. There is a new Gemstone Crab. I don't really know what that's about. And there is the new Earthbound Naguas that dropped the stab weapon. I don't really know where exactly that is in here, but these ones. The Earthbound Paddle. I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry. But I would like to try and get that. Maybe get the Antler Guard. I don't even know what the Broken Antler is or the Alchemist Signet. I don't know. I'm just going to go and start doing stuff. I'm going to try and figure out sort of how long each activity is going to take me to get all of the collection logs there. Sort of like I did with the task series, going back and doing all of the easier stuff as soon as it's released, because those would be the things I would roll next anyway. And then just putting the rest of the stuff, adding it to the waiting on the wheel, and continuing on as normal. So I don't know what I'm going to go do first, but let's go do some things. All right, first thing I want to try out is the Gemstone Crab. I'm going crab mode over here. This activity is not designed for me. This is supposed to be an AFK training method, sort of like how you would train on sand crabs or rock crabs before, but instead there's one big boss crab that everybody can hit. It is extremely AFK. I believe it changes location once every 3 minutes, and it just goes between these 3 mining sites here. And each one, there will be a tunnel. There's a passage to the other ones. So you can just hit it once every 10 minutes. Then when it digs and goes to a different place, just go through the passage and hit it again. So really cool AFK training activity. I'm probably just going to stay here until this one dies. The 16 people that did the most damage to it can mine it for some gems, but I believe that is a very, very minor part of what this really is. I think you get like 3 gems, so not really a good way of farming that either. Really just for training, which I don't need, but I wanted to try it out anyway and show you guys what's up. All right, well, that was fun. Like I said, I'm not going to bother continuing with that anymore, but I can see if you are a mid or low level account and you wanted some easy, free AFK combat training, that would be a pretty good solution. So cool, and moving on. Next thing I'm going to do is these quests. I wanted to go and do a couple of things, but turns out that both the things that we're going to do were quest locked anyway. I need to do the Shadows of Custodia quest for the Custodia Stalkers, and I need to do the Final Dawn to go and kill the Earthbound Naguas. So I'm just going to go and do all 3 of these quests. I think I'll save the mini quest for later, but for now, I'm going to go and do some quests. I don't really know how easy or hard these are going to be, but shouldn't take too long. First thing I'm going to do is the Scrambled quest, which appears to be all about collecting eggs in a reference to Mumpty Rumpty. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but I'll let you know if anything interesting happens. I'm also hoping that by doing all of the new quests, it'll take me to all of the new areas at least once, and that way I will re-unlock my music cape as well, because that's another thing I want back. You know, I'm sure this is going to be one of those things that once the Quest Helper plugin gets updated, people don't even really think about because it'll just tell you where to put all these things, but what are we doing here, Jagex? I'm too stupid for this. There's this really cool thing with different people's brains and the way they work, where some people's brains are very good at seeing imagery. So if you ask them to imagine an image, they can picture a lifelike image of an object in their brain, and they can use their brain to sort of rotate it and look at it in different ways. My brain doesn't work like that. I have a very word-based brain. So if you tell me to think of something like an apple, I will think of the concept of an apple, not a physical apple in my imagination, which makes it really hard to do puzzles like this, because my brain just does not look at things like this and see the actual, like, image of it. I see, like, the concept of it. I don't know if this makes any sense, but if you want to look it up, there's some really cool studies about it. Either way, my point is, I'm not built for this, man. I don't know what's going on. This has just been a lot of clicking randomly and guessing and hoping that I find the right spot for stuff. But with enough trial and error, I got it done. I'm the best. This is, honestly, this quest was really fun until that moment. That took me, like, unironically, that took me like 15 minutes of just randomly clicking on different pieces of an egg. But I believe that is the end of the quest there. Maybe more talking. Okay. All right, what about this time? There we go. Scrambled has been completed. And apparently, if you talk to the egg, it will give you another egg, or you can just take the egg itself, and then you can go and put it in your house, just like the pet rock. And of course, I'm going to do... Oh, you can also hold it. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, of course I'm going to do this because I do want to collect all pets in the game, and I'm counting that as a pet. There we go. Man, I thought my game was like bugging out. I just came down here to build the Quetzal landing site so I can travel here easier. And I thought my game was like bugging out because of all these black squares, but turns out there are bees on these squares and I still have them highlighted from the Colosseum, which is just really funny. All right, next up is the Shadows of Custodia quest. Again, this one looks very easy, very short, so just gonna go and do it real quick. So in my downtime, there's a lot of running around in this quest. I've been researching what these things actually are. So the Antler Guard is the offhand shield that is essentially an offensive tri-bridge shield, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of like the Unholy Book, but better. So that's kind of cool. Again, useless for me because I'm much farther in the game than that, but kind of cool for a mid-game account. And then the Broken Antler is just a more common drop that you can craft into 100 Atlatl darts. So less useful, kind of like a scaly blue dragon hide, but for Atlatl darts. But yeah, those are going to be the two things that I end up going for after I complete the quest, which should happen soon, and I don't know where I'm going. Oh, apparently that was literally the last thing I needed to do. Okay, we're done. Nice. So, completing the quest grants you access to the Stalker Den, which has 3 different custodian stalkers. There are Juvenile, Mature, and Elder, increasing in level and difficulty and Slayer requirement. And I think, just based on what I'm seeing here, the meta is going to be bursting these guys. So I think I'm going to go and grab some mage gear and then try and find a world. I'd like to just try and get both the collection logs here and then move on. It shouldn't take too long. Oh, apparently they also dropped this Alchemist Signet, so all 3 of these drops are from the, at least the Elder. I didn't actually look at all of them, but the Elder Custodian Stalkers. And the Alchemist Signet unlocks a chest near the Mastering Mixology minigame, which gives you herblore supplies or something. Essentially, it's kind of like a grubby key, but for Custodian Stalkers. I don't really know. But essentially, I can get all 3 of these collection log slots by doing this. So let's go do it. Oh, well, there's the Broken Antler. That was quick. These guys drop Huasca seeds. Oh, that's so big for me. Let's go. So as of right now, I'm doing this like 5 hours after the update came out, so there isn't really a lot of information on the wiki about drop rates and such, but it says the broken antler is about a 1 in 30, so fairly common. I guess it is a way for you to farm atlatl darts if you're not doing moons, I guess. I don't really know. The alchemist signet says it's about a 1 in 60, so also fairly common, and I should get quite a few of them during this. And then the huasca seeds, it says, are about a 1 in 126, or 128 rather. So maybe I got a little bit lucky getting those so early, but hopefully we get more of those. And then the actual thing that we're after, the antler guard, is a 1 in 650-ish, according to the estimated drop rates. So maybe that'll take a while, but honestly, if I'm getting huasca seeds during this, then I am happy. Hey, there's a first signet. I don't know if the drop rates are wrong on the wiki or I'm getting really lucky, but I have killed just about 100 of these and we've got 3 huasca seed drops so far for a total of 7 seeds. And I am loving it. A curved bone? What are we doing here? Just give me the guard. Well, this is taking a lot longer than I anticipated. For starters, I think I've gotten a little unlucky so far. I'm at 1000 KC as of now, and still no antler guard. And 2, they have a lot more health than I thought they would, and the kills per hour is just not that high. I've been here for like 3 hours now, so I'm probably getting like 300 kills per hour, maybe slightly more, which isn't terrible, but yeah, this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to go get something to eat, and hopefully I can find a world when I get back. Oh my god, finally we're done. Let's go. 1,323 KC, and assuming that the wiki is right on the drop rate of 1 in 650, that puts us at just over double the drop rate. So all things considered, not the worst, but like I said, it was just a lot slower than I thought. I did not expect to spend 4.5 hours barraging and cannoning and still, yeah. Anyway, we're done. Now, the good news is I did get 44 huasca seeds, which I think is relatively lucky on those, which is great. I was going to actually go and farm some Huacodal later for some, but now maybe I will do something else. And 38 of these broken antlers that I believe you need to do something in the new fletching activity to get the things to attach them to. So I think that might be what I do next. And I do have 24 of these alchemist signets that I want to go and check what I can get here. I haven't actually seen anything online about what these give, so I'm excited to see what kind of stuff you can get from here. Oh, you can actually get Aldarium. That's kind of cool. Don't have to farm as much Mastering Mixology in the future. I'll take it. Looks like just a bunch of seeds and herbs. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to open all these and I'll let you know what I get. Okay, so it looks like you get 1 guaranteed Aldarium from each one, which is kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it would have been cool to see maybe 2 or 3 every once in a while, but one of those plus some random herbs, seeds, and herblore secondaries, which I guess is exactly what I should have expected. Oh yeah, also, if you care, this is how much it's all worth. I don't generally show price checks because it's just not relevant to me as an Iron Man what the grand exchange price is, but 1.3 mil from 24 signets isn't bad. I guess if you take out the Aldarium, it's like 380k, and even that is like mostly just the Renars and Snapdragons, but whatever, it's still pretty good. Alright, next up is the Veiled Totems mini quest and activity afterwards. I have no idea what's going on here, I haven't looked up anything, so I'm just gonna go and see what it's all about. Okay, so I think I've figured out this mini game for the most part. You basically just run around in a circle, building and decorating the totem poles, and then the Ents go around and give you a reward for doing so. And so you do the lap once, and then you go and you get your reward on the second lap. And each time you go around, you can bank at the bank there and get a bunch of logs. And for redwood logs, you can use the hiking staves that they've added to the game for a 1 log decorative thing, because if you use shields, then it uses 2 logs. But essentially, you just go around each totem spot, you build the totem, and you carve in whatever animals are around. So this one is a snake, a jaguar, and an eagle. And then once you've carved the totem, you add your 4 decorations to it. In my case, 4 redwood hiking staves. And then eventually, the Ents will come around and give you your reward on these offering sites. You'll see right here, actually. I was going to say, I don't know if I'm going to wait for one, but there is one right there. So you just wait, the Ent will come around. If you've made the totem, it'll give you a reward. it'll give you a reward, and then you can claim it. So yeah, you basically just run around in circles building totems. Cool. Okay, so I think I understand how the reward system here works. It's a little convoluted, but I'm going to try and explain it. So as you go around collecting the offerings, for every 100 offerings you collect, you can rummage through them for a reward. I did that once here. As you can see, I got 3 maple roots. So you're rewarded with a random reward as well as 1 research point, which you can then come over here to Ranulph and buy things with the research points. And these are where you're going to get the items. I think you might be able to find them randomly in the offerings as well. So there's a random chance that you find some, and then also you can buy them if you get unlucky, which is really nice. And the Ent branches are the things I was talking about earlier, where you buy the branch, you craft it into atlatl dart shafts, then you put some feathers on it, and you craft the broken antlers into atlatl dart tips, and then you combine them with the headless arrow shafts, or the headless atlatl dart shafts. I don't know why they made it so complicated and seemingly slow. I thought the whole point of this was to give a way to farm atlatl darts without needing to do moons. But at that point, you might as well just go and do perilous moons. It feels like it'd be faster than doing what I just did. But yeah, those are the 4 collection log slots that I'm going to need to get. I don't know how many of them I'm going to do right now, but I might as well do my searches while I'm here because I'm recording. And would you look at that? I got some branches for the collection log. Very nice. I don't know what half this stuff is, but cool. So I think my plan for now is I'm just going to do this until I get bored of it. I don't really know how many of these I'm going to need. Depends how lucky I get if I find any of the items or if I have to buy them all. I don't really know. I'm just going to do this. It seems fun, and I'll come back with a bunch of offerings. We'll do a big opening, and then I'll decide what I want to do after that. Okay, I did a bunch of the fletching minigame last night and went to bed, and is the next day I have 15,200 of these offerings, aka 152 rummages. I don't really know the drop rates on anything because the wiki still isn't updated. It shows me what I can get, and you can actually get clue scrolls from this, which is kind of cool. I didn't expect that, but it does not have the drop rates for any of the items nor the uniques. So I'm just going to do them. I want to go and move on. I want to go and do the last quest and unlock the Doom. So I want to do my searches now. 152 of them. Let's see if we can get anything. We got a thing! Let's go! Bowstring spool. Not the most useful thing for me, but I can sell this for points and then get the other things quicker. So we love that. Wait, we got the mask too! Let's go! Wait, that's the expensive thing. Wait, that's incredible! I might be able to just sell things and buy things and get the knife now, but I'm gonna just put these away and continue. That is awesome. Let's go. Okay, we can definitely sell things and buy the knife now. That is another bowstring spool. This luck is insane. Let's go, dude. Okay, that went so incredibly well. So this is what I was talking about before. This is the full process to make an atlatl dart. You use a knife on the branch and make the atlatl dart shafts. You can also make these other things that I don't know what they're for, but we're going to ignore those for now. So you turn one branch into 100 shafts, and then you put the feathers on the shaft like you do with most arrow shafts to make the headless atlatl darts. And then you use a chisel on the broken antlers to make the atlatl dart tips. And then you put that atlatl dart tips on the darts like you do most arrows. So a little bit complicated. Hey, Rockbull, rats. A little bit complicated, but you do get 100 atlatl darts per one Ent branch and one broken antler. So not bad. And now to get the fletching knife and to green log this Veil Totem's activity, all I have to do is sell back this green man's mask for 125 points. Now you only get 125 points for selling it, which I'm going to do right now. But it actually costs 500 to buy from the shop. So I'm so very happy that I actually got that one from the offerings. And then I can sell back one of these spools, and then I will have enough to buy the fletching knife and green log the thing. Yay! Honestly, that was a really quick green log. These things are not priced very high, and I guess with the spool, you can use your points to buy a bunch of them and keep upgrading it, so that makes sense, but I don't think I'll be back here ever. I don't really have a reason to come here to train fletching. If I'm ever doing fletching, it's going to be something more AFK, especially now that I have the knife. I don't think I'm going to be back here. But all things considered, it was pretty good. Not going to lie. I had a good time, and it was quick, and I got some useful rewards. So cool. Moving on. So this video is already getting pretty long, but I have a couple more things I want to do before we end it. I want to finish the last quest, the Final Dawn. It is a master level long quest, so we'll see how long it actually is, but it shouldn't be too bad. Then that unlocks the Earthbound Naguas, which drop the Earthbound Tech Paddles, which is the stab version of the Sulfur Blades or the Bopsicles. I forgot I renamed those. But it is the stab version multi-hit weapon, so I want to go and get one of those. That shouldn't be too bad, and Naguas have negative armor, so they're pretty quick to kill. And then I want to go and try the new boss at least once in this video, and then in the next video, I'll probably be doing a lot of this because I want the rewards, and I've heard it's very fun. But for now, we got to go do this quest. Oh, apparently I'm fighting this guy. Well, that was easy. Oh, and there's the end of the quest. Nice. You get this blade that I believe is actually kind of good if you have like 50 attack or something, but obviously for me, not super useful. Bunch of experience, a lamp for more combat experience, and more importantly, we have access to all the things we want to do. So let's go do it. I was actually really impressed with that quest. Now, there was a lot of space barring. I don't really generally read the lore too much during quests. I find lore cool, but when I'm actually playing the game, I prefer to actually play the game and then learn about the lore later in my downtime. But other than that, I think the bosses were really fun and unique, and I think the puzzles were actually not too bad. Usually I'm really bad at puzzles, but I was actually able to figure them out with minimal assistance. So yeah, overall the quest was pretty good, and now we have access to the Earther Naguas, where I'm going to go give them the boppers. They are weak to crush as well as have negative armor, so multi-hit weapons are really strong. So I think with essentially a maxed Blood Moon setup, I should be able to just slam through these pretty quickly. Hey, there we go. All right, well, there we go. All 4 of these new items acquired, all 4 of these new items acquired. The only 6 items we have left all come from the Doom. So let's talk about it. So the Doom of Machiotl, or the Delve boss, is very similar to the Colosseum, where you kind of go wave by wave, and in this case, layer by layer, deeper and deeper. And on each layer, it will offer you rewards, and you can choose to take the rewards and leave, and that is where you'll actually get the loot that you're after. And the farther you go, the better loot you get. Eventually, when you reach the bottom floor, you can just keep killing it at that difficulty, provided you have, you know, the supplies to continue, and get more and more loot based on the highest level. So that is going to be sort of the objective in the long term. For now, I'm just going to go in and try my best to clear as many waves as possible. And if I ever see any of these items, I'm going to take it for the collection log. And speaking of these items, let's talk about those real quick. So there are 6 new collection logs here at the Doom. There is the Pet and the Teleport, which are self-explanatory, and the Demon Tears, which are essentially just Sunfire Splinters for this activity. And then there are the 3 more interesting items, the new Boots, the new Powered Staff, and the new Tormented Bracelet upgrade. All 3 of which would be really big for me, and I want to get them all eventually, and the only way to do that is to go and kill the boss. So let's go see what that's all about. So I'm going to do a few kills in this video, but like I said, not going to go too hard. I want to get the Teleport and the Demon Tier, and then we'll probably wrap it up there. But first thing I'm going to do is, I believe as soon as I jump over this gap, I will get a music track. Maybe? Hey, there we go. Which gives me my music cape back. And let's try and kill this boss. Let's see what it's about. I definitely didn't forget to turn my recorder back on to see me killing the boss there, but I did kill the level 1. And as you can see, you can investigate it. This is the loot that you can choose to claim and then leave. I don't know why it thinks these are worth 304k. Is that true? No. I don't know. Either way, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to descend, and then we'll kill the next version of it, hopefully. I should preface this by saying I have not looked up like anything about this boss. I'm just going off of like base instincts of what mechanics are. So if I'm doing things completely wrong or unoptimally or whatever, that's why. I don't know what I'm doing. This is literally day 1, hour 0 for me. So we're just gonna send it and see what happens. Well, I might as well just claim these. At least I'll get the collection log slot for them. I don't really have the supplies. I ran out of range pots, so if I ever want to drink a brew, I pretty much can't. So I'm just going to take the demon tier. We got a collection log, and we can make those. And I'm actually going to go and look stuff up and see what I need to do here. Okay, I have now watched a single video about this boss, and things make a lot more sense. So hopefully I can do a bit better this time. Hey, the Waystones! Well, I wasn't really planning on ending on level 2, but I did say I wanted to get this collection log, so we're just gonna take it, and there we go. We have finished all of the objectives of this video. Very nice. So that is gonna do it for the video. I want to get back to the boss so badly, but I do have to end it here. This video's been going on for a long time, but first thing in the next video, I will be going back to Doom, and hopefully we can get 1 or 2 or all 3 of these items eventually. These are such massive upgrades for me. I think I need to prioritize these. But for now, that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Check if you're subscribed. Maybe leave me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about the series, how you're feeling about the new update. And I will see you in the next one.